Oh, welcome back to another video on my channel. It's a Wednesday night, and I'm in a very good mood, despite the fact my team lost their first game since losing to Arsenal in the Premier League. We lost 1-0 to Villa, but Villa deserved it. Next game up for Man City is hopefully a better game, a much easier game against Luton, and City have a good record against promoted sides recently. Last season, the promoted sides were Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, and Fulham. Fulham won both. Fulham, we won both games. Fulham last season, we won both. Bournemouth last season, we won both. Forest last season, we won and drew. And this season, we played Sheffield United. We played Burnley, we beat them 3-0. We played Sheffield United, we beat them 2-1. So, City have a good record in our last... we're unbeaten in our last... 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. We're unbeaten in our last 8 games against a newly promoted side. So, I'm much more confident about Luton. I'm much more confident when it comes to the Luton game. But that's a game on Sunday. Let's go through the fixtures. Liverpool host Crystal Palace. I'm going to run through a few of these quickly. Liverpool 3-0 winners over Palace. Brighton, Burnley, I'm going to say Brighton win 2-1. Man United, Bournemouth, I'm going to say a 2-0 win for Man United. Sheffield United, Brentford, I don't see Sheffield United getting a win despite changing their manager and bringing back Chris Wilder. I'm going to say 1-0 to Brentford. Wolves, Forest, I think... Again, that's difficult, but Nottingham Forest did just get smashed 5-0 away to Fulham. So I'm going to say 2-0 win for Wolves against Nottingham Forest. Then Arsenal, Villa, Everton, Chelsea, and Luton, Man City, Fulham, West Ham, and Tottenham, Newcastle. We're going to go into deeper. Actually, West Ham, Newcastle, Tottenham, Fulham, West Ham. I'm going to say West Ham have yet to play. Fulham beat Nottingham Forest 5-0 today. West Ham yet to play, as they play tomorrow against Tottenham. Yet to play this midweek because they have Tottenham tomorrow. I'm going to say West Ham edge the game against Fulham 2-1 away from home. Now we're into the big games. First up, we have Villa Arsenal. Villa obviously just beat up my club, Man City, 1-0 at Villa Park, but they absolutely deserved it. Arsenal, meanwhile, scored a last-minute winner to get past Luton. This is a very good game because City, obviously, Villa have kept their run going at Villa Park, which is very impressive. Arsenal are top of the table. Villa beat us. And Arsenal Villa beat us comfortably. Performance, not scoreline. While Arsenal didn't play amazingly well, but got a result for a fluky deflection. Villa, Arsenal, both good teams, both coming into will both be coming into the game in decent form. Both have already played. Villa beat my team, Man City, today, and then obviously, Arsenal scored a last-minute goal to beat Luton. I've already mentioned that. I'll just bring those up again. As for score prediction, it's a really difficult game to predict because Villa are at home and they're on a really good run of form. They've won every game at home every game Villa have played at home this season. They've won. But Arsenal have won most of their games. The only game that they've lost was Newcastle. I'm going to sit on the fence for Villa Arsenal. I'm going to say Aston Villa score a last-minute equaliser through Ollie Watkins to draw 2-2 with Arsenal. Next up is Everton versus Chelsea. Everton versus Chelsea is an interesting game because Chelsea have just lost to Man United. Full-time has literally just gone. So Chelsea have lost to Man United. Everton, on the other hand, don't play until tomorrow where they play Newcastle at home. So it's difficult because Chelsea have played, they've lost. Everton have yet to play midweek. So it's really difficult because, like I said, Chelsea have played and lost. Everton haven't played yet in midweek. So the prediction is going to be very hard. It's going to be very hard to predict this game. In terms of, do I think Everton can get a result against Chelsea? Yeah, definitely. Especially being at home. You know what? I'm going to back Everton to win. I'm going to back Everton to win 2-1 at home against Chelsea. Next up, we have Tottenham at the 4:30 game on Sunday. We have Tottenham versus Newcastle. Tottenham, great at home, great, and have been great this season. 3 defeats and a draw in their last 4 games. Newcastle, 2 wins on the bounce, and I think they're going to make it 3 wins on the bounce, as they'll beat Tottenham by 3-1. And finally, Luton host Man City. You thought possibly, I think at the start of the season, everyone thought Luton away, Man City away to Luton, City were going to absolutely trounce Luton. Everyone thought that before the season, when people were talking about the promoted sides. Luton people were saying that if Man City are probably going to, I think loads of people would have been saying at the start of the season that City would beat Luton comfortably. That definitely isn't the case now, as Luton have had a surprisingly good start to the season, despite being not the best of clubs. And City are currently in a run of bad form. But Man City have played one game. There's one game that I'm gonna reference a lot, and that is Bournemouth. The Bournemouth 6-1. The Bournemouth 6-1 at home, where Doku got a goal and 4 assists. Rodri will be back for this game, and hopefully, possibly, Doku will also be back for this game against Luton. Like I said, City have a good record against newly promoted sides, having won the last 8 games against newly promoted sides. 7 wins, 1 draw. This is the final game for City away. This is the final game for City again. This is the final. This is the first. City have already faced both promoted sides. The other 2 promoted sides this season. This will be City's 3rd game against the new promoted side this season, and all the way. So City will have City's games. Second game against Luton, City's second game against Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield United will all be at home, as we played Sheffield United and Burnley away from home, and we're playing Luton away from home. City, we have to bounce back from the really awful defeat to Aston Villa. And honestly, I see us doing that against Luton. I'm triple captaining Haaland for this game. Yes, he went a blank against. Yes, he got a blank against Villa today, but he always goes at least one game with a blank, but always comes back fighting and strong. Always comes back strong and fighting. Luton, I don't think Luton will. You could possibly say Luton will score. In fact, I'm already going to say City are going to beat Luton. I have a really good feeling that City will bounce back from that awful defeat to Villa and beat Luton. So I'm definitely going a City win. In terms of result, I'll give Luton a goal, because they can score. But City are going to bounce back after that awful defeat to Aston Villa by winning 4-1. Actually, by winning 5-1. I think City will bounce back after the defeat to Villa today. So yeah, those are my predictions. Let's quickly go through each prediction again, and I'll give you my scorers. So first up, Palace Liverpool, 3-0 Liverpool. A hat-trick from 2 from Mo Salah and 1 from Darwin Nunez. Burnley, 2-1 Brighton. Goals for Brighton from Pascal Gross and Matoma. And then for Burnley, Koleosho. Man United, Bournemouth, 2-0 Man United. Goals for Man United from Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. Sheffield United, Brentford, 1-0 Brentford. The goal coming from Brian and the goal coming from Johan Wissa. Wolves, Forest, 2-0 Wolves. Both goals for Hwang Hee-chan. Villa, Arsenal, I said 2-2. Villa will score through Diaby and Watkins, while Arsenal will score through Bukayo Saka and Kai Havertz. Everton, Chelsea, 2-1 Everton. Everton will score through Abdoulaye Doucouré and what's his name? Dwight McNeil. And then for Chelsea, Cole Palmer. For Fulham, West Ham 2-1. West Ham will score through through Antonio and Bowen, while Fulham will score through Mateus Pereira. Newcastle, Tottenham 3-1. Newcastle goals for Newcastle from Isak, Almiron and Bruno G. And then for Tottenham, Min Son. And finally, Man City Luton. Man City to bounce back from the defeat today against Villa with a 5-1 win. For Luton will score through Carlton Morris, and that's for Man City. A brace for Foden, a brace for Haaland, and a goal for Bernardo Silva. So those are my score predictions and my goal score predictions for game week 16 of the Premier League. And then after this, those are my Premier League predictions for round 16 for game week 16 of the Premier League, including my goal scorers of each of the goals in my predictions. Before obviously the next prediction videos you have to look out for is a prediction video on Monday next week, where I'll be doing my predictions for game week 6 of the Champions League, and then Wednesday next week for my and then Thursday next week, after every Premier League team has played in Europe, for my Champions League, for my Premier League game week 17 predictions. So the next two prediction videos coming out on my channel are my Champions League game week 6 predictions on Monday next week, and my Premier League game week 7 and my Premier League game week 17 predictions Thursday next week, after every Premier League team has played in Europe. After every Premier League team who's in Europe has played in Europe. One of the games in my game week 17 predictions video will be probably the biggest game of the season behind Man City Arsenal at the Emirates, and that is Liverpool at home at Anfield to Man United, which famously the last time Liverpool played Man United at Anfield, it was 7-0 to Liverpool. Will we see a repeat? Probably not. Do I see a Liverpool win? You have to wait and see next Thursday when I give my predictions for that game. But until my Champions League Game Week 6 predictions video on Monday next week, and my Premier League Game Week 17 predictions on Thursday, after every Premier League team who's in Europe has played in Europe, I'm out. Subscribe to the channel, click on the notification to catch all my videos. Obviously, I'm really disappointed that Man City have lost, but I accept the defeat because we were shocking. But until Monday's Champions League prediction video and Thursday's Premier League prediction video for Game Week 17, for Game Week 6 and Game Week 17 respectively, I'm out. Peace. Bye.